Look closely at the head of a modern toothbrush, a familiar object quietly bathed in the morning light. You've likely been told that those distinct, vibrant blue bristles are specialized abrasives for polishing, or perhaps just arbitrary corporate branding designed to catch the eye. They are neither. You are holding a highly calibrated, fluid-activated countdown timer. The moment water touches these fibers, a precise physical equation is set into motion. Every time you introduce this tool to a water stream and the friction of human enamel, the reality of the process is revealed. At a microscopic level, your morning routine is a violent mechanical event. You are subjecting synthetic polymers to immense shear forces, abrasive pastes, and relentless bending cycles. It is not just a tool for hygiene. It is a highly stressed structure moving toward inevitable failure. We leave it resting by the bathroom sink, expecting it to remain unchanged day after day. In the stillness of the macro world, there is a common illusion of permanence. We assume these fibers are indestructible, solid pillars of plastic capable of polishing hard surfaces indefinitely without suffering any consequence. We trust the brush to remain exactly as pristine as it was the day we unboxed it. But plastics are not truly permanent, especially when subjected to the harsh, abrasive, and rapidly fluctuating environment of the human oral cavity. Heat, moisture, and friction are constantly at work. Beneath the surface, away from our naked eye, these synthetic stalks are waging a daily battle of attrition against one of the hardest biological substances in the human body. What appears to be a solid, unchanging mass is actually a landscape of degrading fibers. Here, at the scale of micrometers, the physical reality shifts entirely. Observe the bristles in their original factory state. They are thick, perfectly rounded pillars of nylon 612. Under the stark light, they possess a vivid, fluorescent neon blue hue that dominates the monochromatic landscape. In these first few days of use, their smooth, domed tips glide safely and effortlessly across the jagged microterrain of our teeth. Now, watch as mechanical stress is applied. As the brush is forced against the enamel, immense tectonic strain transfers directly into the base of each fiber. The nylon bends wildly. It twists. It compresses. The shear force generated here is staggering. Caught between a hard surface and abrasive particles, every single brush stroke acts as a localized seismic event, tearing at the internal architecture of the bristle. The true engineering genius lies within that neon blue color. This is not standard pigment. It is a water-soluble wear indicator infused deep into the polymer matrix. As the nylon flexes and strains, microscopic fissures open along the stalk. Slowly, mathematically, the blue dye begins to bleed out into the rushing currents of water and saliva. We are watching the volumetric loss of the dye itself, a visible manifestation of invisible mechanical decay. Fast forward through 90 days of standard abrasive friction. The relentless bending cycles have pushed the nylon past its structural limits. The smooth, rounded tips are gone. Under the microscopic lens, the fatigue is undeniable. We witness the violent snapping and splintering of the polymer chains. The once sturdy pillars are now hollowed, cracked, and heavily fractured down their center lines. The fading color was never a polite reminder. It was a structural distress signal. What happens when a cleaning instrument loses its structural integrity? The transformation is absolute. The brush is no longer a hygienic tool. It has devolved into a microscopic weapon. The jagged, ruined ends of the nylon, now entirely white and completely drained of their blue dye, lash violently against the delicate gingival tissue. What was meticulously manufactured to protect biolayers is now inflicting thousands of invisible microlacerations upon the gums with every movement. This physical destruction simultaneously creates an entirely new biological ecosystem. The once smooth sides of the bristles are now deeply scarred and heavily porous. These jagged ravines and splintered crevices provide the perfect sheltered harbor for sprawling colonies of oral bacteria. The brush meant to clear away microbes now provides them with an impenetrable fortress to multiply. The very tool designed to eliminate disease becomes a prime vector for it. We pull back from the microscopic abyss, returning to the morning light. You hold the handle of your toothbrush in your hand, looking down at the pale white tips where the vibrant blue used to be. It is incredibly easy to ignore the subtle fading of color, to brush it off as a harmless cosmetic change. But now, you understand the silent mechanical violence that has successfully unfolded on the head of that brush. That fading blue is not a simple suggestion to buy a new brush. It is the undeniable physics of expiration.